So I had a pretty weird childhood where my dad died when I was 12, but I never really had a relationship with him before that. Like, we never had one conversation. A few years later, I became a Christian, and I can honestly say, like, God became a father to me to where I didn't feel like I was missing anything. And not only was God my father, but in the church there were men who I could look up to and became, in a sense, mentors for me. And now I'm a dad. I've got 7 children, which is probably crazy to some of you watching. But it works, and I love them all. I have a blast with them all. I feel like I'm getting better and better at being a dad. And about 9-10 months ago, we had an opportunity. We heard about a 16-year-old girl who needed a family. And as Lisa and I prayed about it, we thought, man, we're about to have another child already. We're going to have a baby. This isn't great timing. But then we're thinking, okay, but we can't just leave this girl out there. And so at that time, we're like, okay, let's just do it. And so we invited Dellal into our house, and she's number 7.
When I was growing up, it was weird too as well. I had a father, but he wasn't really a father figure type thing. He wasn't there for me. So I ended up in the streets, like, doing drugs, and I always looked up to the guys who were gangsters in the streets as fathers, and they weren't really showing me what was right type of thing or really being there for me. And like, I went to camp, and like, I was doing these drugs, and I had given my life to Christ, and I was going to church, and they're like, okay, we have a home for you. And I'm like, I don't want to go. I tried I was like, nope. I came up with every excuse. I was like, I don't want to move in with them. Who wants to take in a 16-year-old? So I prayed. I was like, Lord, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to move in? And I felt like he said, as soon as you get to San Francisco, pack up your stuff and immediately just go to the Chan. So I did it, and like, ever since I moved in here, my dad like showed me what it is to have a father figure, what it's like to have a father, and he always gave me that comfort as a father figure. Like, I never really had a father, like, you know, someone who's really a mentor. And it says in Ephesians 6:1, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. And I felt like the Lord has put him in my life, because I never really had anybody to tell me what to do, and I never really obeyed people. So when I moved in here, it was like, okay, I had to obey, you know, have rules. And I felt like the Lord put him in my life, like, here's your father, I'm your father, but this is your real father. And I feel like the Lord sacrificed his life, and even with him, he sacrificed his life getting in the car with me as a father, and like letting me drive. And like, it's just great to see how the Lord put him in my life as a father figure.
Yeah, I have enjoyed every moment except for teaching her how to drive. But probably my favorite moment in the last 10 months, because I'll say for sure, hands down, she's been the biggest blessing in my life this last year. But my favorite moment was probably like a month into her living with us, and the social worker came over and just said, hey, how long can Dellal stay with you? And I didn't even have to think about it. Like, it just immediately came out of my mouth from my heart. Like, what do you mean how long? She can stay with us until she gets married or whatever. I mean, I want her as my daughter. If she wants to be my daughter, she can be my daughter. And everything I have is hers, you know? And I told her, I go, look, you see how I treat my girls? You would be no different. Like, you'd be one of them. And why I love that moment, because as I was saying it, I can't even explain this totally. As I was saying it, I felt like God was like speaking to me and going, don't you get, like, that's what I've said to you. You know, like, everything that is mine is yours, Francis. I treat you like I treat my own son. And it was just like this awesome moment of security, knowing that, wow, I'm saying the very things that God has spoken to me in the scriptures. And what an honor to be able to represent him in that way. And then I think about Dellal and who she is now compared to a year ago. And I go, man, all she needed was a chance, and she just needed a picture and a family. And I think about her future now and what a bright future she has. And I go, gosh, how many more people are like her that just need a dad? And how many believers are out there and families are missing out on the blessing of getting to represent God in this way, because it's an honor and it's been an amazing blessing. And I don't know what I'd do without her now.